Hola, ¿cómo estás? My name is Deshaun Harrison. Excuse me. I am the beneficiary of Deshaun Harrison writing this or making this recording in propria persona. Let the record show that I, party creditor, reserve all my rights per UCC 1-308 without prejudice, as well as the universal human rights and the United States Constitution. I'm making this recording because I ain't fed up, because I'm going to keep fighting. Not fed up. Not fed up. But tiring does wear. Tiring does wear. Like, because first and foremost, let me say this. Let me apologize to the people who's been secretly informing me of things, you know, through certain things in certain ways, shapes, and forms and platforms, because it's been a big help. It's been a bigger help than they know. It's been a bigger help than I want to actually admit. It's been a real big help. And I should have appreciated it long ago. And I just want to say thank you and I apologize. But understand something. I don't get on internets and do subliminals. That's Twitter finger shit. I don't send shots unless it's a real gun and a real bullet. I'm not trying to avoid the accountability of anything that I've ever said, whether I was right or I was wrong, whether it was assumed or it was a lie. I don't duck accountability for that. They saying that this, that, and the third is supposed to come to me due to me using black magic and all type of shit. All type of shit. But the funny thing about this whole situation is that everybody implied themselves in this. This wasn't something that was done. This was an initiative. This was a team initiative. Cause as chosen ones, me and my brother, actually true divine counterparts, is weird because we're brothers and divine counterparts. Me and him, I didn't realize how much they were speaking from him, and I didn't realize how much he was speaking from me. That's why I say that don't get on the internet talking about whoever I'm talking to, if you see my page, just DM me your number. Let's actually sit down and talk about the situation. All this funny shit that's going around, being passed around, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for nobody. Sending shots, throwing shit in the air, it's not healthy. Me, I let it be known whether I'm speaking on a general topic or I'm speaking on somebody. And I don't avoid accountability for that. But like I said, people could say death coming for me. Death comes for everybody. To be real, they threaten me with fake threats and all this shit. I'm so ready for somebody to actually try me that it's not even funny. It's not even funny no more. The moment one feels bold enough to do it, I'm gonna give them everything I got. That ain't no threat. That's a promise. I'm gonna stand in my defense as a man. Because one thing I'm learning is I don't comprehend how everything that was said and done is my fault. I will never comprehend that. I don't comprehend how I was used and abused in a lot of ways, not playing victim. Because very soon if somebody tries me, I'm going to be a suspect. This thing that they call karma is bullshit. Because if you take my energy without my consent and sign me in contracts and do things in my nature, in my spirit without me consenting to it, I rebuke it. I don't claim it. And I don't want nothing to do with it. Because that's what happened. I don't use black magic. I don't do spells. They using witchcraft terminology for spell work. They say that I'm using spells when I'm just writing down on a piece of paper or I'm just saying something out of my mouth. I'm not no witch. I don't serve the devil. None of these things that they're trying to make me out to be. And I'm gonna tell you now, that veil is thinning. That veil is thinning. These people had me going against somebody who has never hurt me. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Furthermore, I mean, it happened to Jesus. That's why I pardon him. I don't really get too mad at people no more. I pardon them because Jesus went through the same thing. Oh, I left it there. Damn. I gotta go back and get it when I was just thinking about something, but Jesus went through the same thing. They say he was doing witchcraft, magic, and that man would literally be minding his own fucking business. That's why I be laughing. I swear on life I be laughing. Boy, I don't worry about all that crazy shit they talking about, boy. I don't worry about that shit. I don't worry about that shit. This is a reflection on life, though, because what is helping me reflect is the fact that I should have been more paying attention a little more to my situation versus the threats, the attempts on my life, you know, the losses that I took. I should have just been working double time to reacquire. And that I can admit and accept. That part I can admit and accept, for sure. But all this, he used black magic, he put death spells on people, and whatever terminology y'all want to keep using it. Go ahead, because that shit don't bother me. That shit don't bother me. But I do apologize for anybody that I did insulted in a way that I was left confused through what the internet stated was MK Ultra. I also want to state that, for the record, I don't have any other accounts other than a YouTube account that I made. I don't have no social media. I do, but I can't remember the passwords to the accounts. Some accounts, one account was deleted due to some weird things going on the account. So, yeah. So, but with that being said, though, God is good. I don't turn my back on God. I turn my back on people. Not necessarily turn my back, but people are not to be trusted, because once again, I sat back and waited for individuals to do the right thing. I was being stonewalled at work. I was being stonewalled with getting an EIN to create my own business. And I just kept getting stonewalled. So I figured, maybe let me just sit back. Let divine timing work. I still trust in that. I still believe in that. But now I trust that I need to be able to work as well as trust divine timing. I'm listening to somebody. I don't know if she talking about me or not, but she says he sounds like a kid over there. I just kind of laugh, you know, because if a science experiment means that much to them and they think it's funny, I just will pray it won't be her son that ever have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I look at that like that's crazy. Like the level of cruelness is unbelievable. And you know what's crazy? I've been going through this since I've been in Detroit. That's how I know it ain't me. I'm not no cruel motherfucker. I came out here around these motherfuckers, and you kind of do become the environment after a while. You know what I'm saying? And so, even though some people just say it to be funny out here or say it just to, you know, I just never been that type of person to actually initiate like that or approach like that or look at people in that way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? I never thought shit was like that funny. Ever. Because it's not. So, like I said, the karma, what people is trying to call karma is something they already did. That's why I laugh. It's something they already been doing. I don't worry about that shit. I'm not worrying about that shit. That's when those, because when all this shit comes, whatever comes to light, whatever, I don't know, I'm not too sure. But if it has anything to do with me, I'm gonna look you dead in your eyes and walk the fuck off. Because once again, if I gotta turn my way to address anybody who wants to put their hands on me, I'm gonna go the fuck off on them. Feds don't want to do their job. Shit. Police barely want to do their job. Some is good though. You can't sit here and say that. Because the shit that be going on, that's the whole point of me actually fighting for what I was fighting for, like reparations. They thought it was a hope. It was a hope, and it's not a hope. It's not a hope. It's something that actually can be acquired and established. Even if it's just reprimanding people who's been previously incarcerated, which I'm gonna do another video on that next. I'm gonna upload until they claim they gonna come get me behind shit that they was doing, pretending that they love me, and the whole time. When I'm more, when am I loving is on it, no. When I'm more. You know what that means? That means that ain't love. When out or more, it's not. That means it's not love. It's Spanish. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna upload a video to help some of these individuals who have pre-trial detainees. Because I'm not a lawyer, so I cannot give legal advice. I want that on record too. I cannot give you legal advice. I can only tell you something that I would do. That's all I'm about to do. So in my next video, I'm gonna upload something that is gonna help generate, you know, self-awareness to the incarceration system that's actually keeping us more stagnant than we actually really fucking know. Whether they want to admit it or not, it's real. Cracking portals, that's cool. I mean, all that wild sex shit is, I mean, that's fun for y'all, that's cool. I can't knock it. High vibe lifestyle, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm not taking my stand for nothing. Like, they really think that they done did all what they done did to me, and I'm supposed to just, well, I almost could have died. That black magic they sent my way, some of their ass would have fell out dead. That shit almost killed me. If I wasn't spiritually strong to say, God, I'm gonna power through this motherfucker, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If I wasn't strong enough to be able to do that, I was also listening to, and like I said, I'm direct. I was listening to Mami Wata Taro. I was listening to it. She had something on there about, saying people business, screaming people business out loud. Ain't no talent. You ain't got no talent. You a mark. You this, that, and the third. Da 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 da. I felt like that came from an emotional standpoint from a woman who actually, I don't know. I really don't understand why she said that. At the end of the day, I do know this. I know if you want to go by the terminology they using as far as spell work and this, that, and the third, well, she's using spell work on my life if she's talking about me. But we never know though, because nobody's direct nowadays. You can't never get a straight up answer, and that takes more than it gives. It takes more than it gives. So with that being said, God bless your heart. I'm gonna try my best to lead with love and forgiveness, and I'm not going to hold no resentment this time of revelation, because they call me somebody who has built the empire of deception. I know I ain't do it. They say that motherfuckers is making YouTube videos off my content and making money off it. I'm broke. I'm homeless. I don't got no money. So, with that being said, what needs to be comprehended is this perspective that they keep trying to throw out there is just a perspective. Because right now it's the battle of perspectives. Because, like I said, all these tarot readers, understand the Bible say don't tell, read. Now, if that's just the way you want to communicate, I get that. But understand, y'all be saying everything biblical and this, that, and the third. Just being real now. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just being real. They say that shit is a sin in the Bible. But it is what it is, though. Like, at the end of the day, I guess beliefs done changed. Things in this world has changed. And so people have literally, like, divided in their own way of belief. Like, I don't know, they said this divine intervention and purification is going to bring about new changes. And I hope it does, because I know for the most part, motherfuckers will say, oh, this individual's staying, see, da da da. I'm not deteriorating. I'm dealing with health issues that people lie to me about. Then they say I'm the reason why I may have caused a health issue. I think that's funny too, but I don't worry about it. God saw it all. All I can say is be careful of what people are trying, like what y'all trying to do as far as anything dealing with false accusations and shit like that. Because I mean, we can go get records of everywhere I've been in Detroit. You can't think that, you think God didn't see y'all break universal law to co-sign my energy to another body and then convict me on the energy, convict me on that body's actions? You know, like, people think they slick, but the universe saw that. That's why I don't worry about it. Black magic, I don't do black magic. I don't light candles. I don't do all that weird shit. I take a spiritual rinse, head to toe, and just thank God and ask God for forgiveness amongst it. Other than that, I also want to say before I end this video, because there's just a lot on my mind, but I just went through a little occurrence at a place where I'm usually at. I usually ain't no big problem. Like, at least I ain't causing no big scene, other than sometimes how I express myself. I don't cause no big scene. But at the end of the day, I was just accused of something that I did not do. And that bothers me, because People don't understand how much I've been accused of that just because I think it's a weird thing. Basically, a girl said that I did something that I didn't do, right? And when the man came outside to talk to me about it with her, and I'm glad he brought her, I respect him for that, because we would have never got to the bottom of the story if he didn't bring her. If he'd have left her inside, like if she was all out scared of me or whatever the fuck, it wouldn't have got to the resolution of what happened. Because like I said, like for the most part, it's not that I don't deal or talk to most women because I'm weird or I'm not sexually attracted to them. It's just they'll find it weird to be approached. Like, I don't know. But anywho, back to the situation. So the girl tells me, well, the man asks, have you been doing such and such and such? Because this young lady said you was doing such and such and such. I looked at her, I was like, is that how you feel? Is that what he's saying? And I looked at him, I told her, I said, if it's that if it's that serious, tell her to tell me. You don't come tell me. You tell her to be a woman and tell me. She's sitting there quiet. I ain't know what to say. Ain't know what to say now, because it was intentions behind what was being done. That girl know damn well I don't do no crazy shit to her when we speak. We speak, we go our own way, and that's it. But along the way of her going to her own way to do something she may or may not supposed to be doing, I get called out every time. Like every time she see me, she'll say, you trouble, you better stay out of trouble. Every time she see me, I'm not even causing no trouble. And every time she see me, she says that. Now, what was told to the man that came and addressed me about what she was saying was, what he said was, she said something different. It really don't matter. The point I'm trying to basically say is like, they mad for me exposing what raw talent the chosen ones have when it comes to fucking and having sex. I guess they're upset about that. And they want to go do what they want to do, but they're not being grown men and women and going to do it. Get what I'm saying? So when they see me, somebody that know what they doing, they say I be childish, but I thought that was childish. Like, you tell this man a whole lie just to what? Keep me from coming around here? You tell this man a whole lie to keep me from coming around. You can go home in the warmth and shit like that. I actually got to make a way out here. You can go home to that. You can go home to warmth. You can go home to a man who could serve you dick. You can go home to these things. You feel me? But it's not that I know what she knows, because I really don't know what she be doing, to be honest. I just know that anybody that says to tell you to stay out of trouble, they usually, times out of 10, they getting into some trouble. That's what I kind of have realized. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, it was a thing of, if you know you about to go do something, that's like a nigga that's about to go shoot somebody. I'm not dapping every nigga I walk and see to go shoot somebody. If I dap, that means that's 12 niggas that saw me dap somebody up before the 13th nigga ended up getting shot, or whatever the fuck the case may be. I'ma walk, I'ma handle my business, and I'm gone. It's basically, that's it. She caused a problem by causing an issue. Like, basically, if you're gonna go do what you do, why stop and talk to me? Just go do what you want to do, and that's really been this whole problem. Instead of them, and shout outs to the bitches that do it. shout out to the bitches that do it. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, I respect that. I respect a bitch that, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just go do what I want. Just go get what I want. You ain't antagonizing me about it. You ain't fucking with me, or you not even speaking to me before you go do it. You just go do it. Salute to you. I respect you. But what I don't respect is you try to get a nigga in trouble because of some shit that you know you want to go do. And then they call me childish. God bless, man. I forgive and I ain't worrying about it. Next video I'm going to upload is going to help mothers and fathers with pretrial detainees in jail. Now, there's going to be certain qualifications or specifics that's going to actually help the situation. But you gotta listen. You gotta listen to what I'm saying. If you don't, it will fail. You get what I'm saying? It will fail. So it's certain qualifications you gotta do in order for this to actually succeed. Because what we do need is people who's incarcerated home with their families, getting jobs, because there's so much other shit going on with the government. Like they basically saying, well, airlines is losing workers and shit like that, but they want to hire perfect people. You get what I'm saying? People with no records. And I get it. Like, second, third offense, you know, you don't want nobody that's actually like, you don't want no real theft to be a real thief to be stealing people's shit. So I get that part. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy part is what they fail to realize is the people that they be hiring with no record, them be the ones doing the most, because they record clean. So, you know, they can. That's the main art of deception. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, why hold against a man that has already paid for his crimes and shit like that? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I don't know why people do that, but it's on them. You know, I don't get mad. I don't really get mad. I don't get mad, but the fact of the matter is, like, basically, you'll give somebody who, like, say for the police department, for example. I'm gonna just say this. Matter of fact, let me say this in my next video. This is about to get uploaded though. All rights reserved, without prejudice.